actually remember the first time I saw Heather, there was just something about her eyes. She's got the most incredible, big brown eyes, and we just connected. She was 9 months old when she got H-flu meningitis, and it caused a brainstem infarct, which left her like a spastic quadriplegic and ventilator dependent. The doctors had told the parents there was no hope and that they suggested discontinuing life support. Now this is just a story that we heard, you know, but when the doctor said that a tear came from Heather's eyes and the doctor said no. So they didn't. When she came to our unit, we had no idea how long she would be with us. We were new at this. She was one of our first ventilator patients. The parents lived out of town and they just came sporadically anyway, so she was ours early on. I saw the first movement she ever made. I can remember it was a jingle bell, big Christmas jingle bell. We hung over her crib and would hit it every once in a while so she could hear the noise and look at it and smile. And I can remember the first time she tried to swat at that, you know, and it was a miracle, a miracle. And everybody just rejoiced when something like that happened. She had gotten so stable. That was our goal, to get her stable enough to go home with whatever it took to keep her alive. And at the medical point where she was ready to go home, what she needed was a home. She didn't have one, and the Davises were willing to take her. To know that she's now totally off a ventilator and going to school, operating a wheelchair, singing in city choirs, and it's just beyond anything we ever imagined to see her where she is now. If you've got that devotion that she has in her family, there's no limit to what a child can do.
I want to be able to walk.
She may walk one day. I want that for her.
It's a wonderful story, isn't it? And Heather's story is just one of literally thousands that we could share with you. I'm Rocky Caldwell, Director of the Adolescent Medical Surgical Department and a registered nurse at Children's Health System. And I'm happy to have this opportunity to introduce to you Heather, her family, and Donna Hall, one of her favorite nurses. Although Heather's story is unique, we believe it is also representative of everything that's great about working at Children's. Heather's story also speaks to us about choices, good choices, courageous choices, and tough ones too. Maybe you're about to begin a career in healthcare, or perhaps you're a seasoned veteran considering a move to pediatrics. Either way, we know you have choices to make and perhaps a number of options to choose from. So let's talk a bit more about Heather, about Donna Hall, and about the Children's Way, a career path that more than 2,500 caring individuals are living each day. And we'll also introduce you to others who made the decision to join Children's. Choices, decisions. Heather's life literally turned on any number of them. The choice that brought her to Children's Health System, choices regarding her care here, most critically, the choice to try to do everything possible to bring her through her illness, even when there was little hope for her survival, for what is called a meaningful life. There were also the choices made by her natural family and by her adoptive one. Choices made by hospital administrators, nurses, and physicians before anyone ever even knew Heather, when they knew only that there was technology available that might one day enable a ventilator-dependent child to leave the hospital, to go home, and to go to school. Knowing this, they made the decision to develop a pulmonary care unit to help kids survive and to help parents and teachers learn how to care for their special needs. Then there are the choices that Donna Hall made. Her decision to join Children's Hospital in 1986, to stay here and to move up through the ranks to become a Staff Nurse 3, to be innovative, to help develop the pulmonary care unit, and to choose a flexible schedule, 7 on, 7 off, that meets her own needs and the needs of her family. Perhaps the most important choice of all is the choice all of our employees make to work with children. It's a rewarding choice, a fun choice. I think that's something that surprises visitors, the fact that Children's is often a joyful place. There's no workplace in town that celebrates Halloween Christmas and visits from the Easter Bunny quite like Children's Hospital, and no place where the dress code might include SpongeBob SquarePants. Children's is a place of special relationships, mainly because your patient is not just your patient. It's mom and dad and grandmother and grandpa too. It's siblings and maybe even the whole baseball team.
If you've never worked in pediatrics before, you might find working with children a bit intimidating, but that's not the children's way. Hi, I'm Lois Alexander, the director of the Comprehensive Health Education Center for Kids at Children's Hospital. You've already heard Rocky speaking of innovation. I'd like to talk about trust and teamwork. Teamwork and trust permeate the walls of children's health system. From the child walking in the front door to the child going home well, we are committed, trusting that each of us will provide the best possible health care for our child. What we want is for children to be at home, in their community, in their school, not here in the hospital. And each of us can trust that the other is working to make that happen. Working as a team, trusting each other to make sure that the children who are entrusted in our care can have a healthy and happy life. I've been a nurse at Children's Hospital for 40 years, and trust and teamwork have been very important values to me. But I know that trust and teamwork will never be more important than when you're first learning the ropes in a new environment.
I came here during my pediatrics, and I really enjoyed it. So 2 quarters later, we had the option of choosing which hospital we wanted to do our preceptorship at, and I came back to special care at Children's Hospital. During my pediatrics rotation, I was with one nurse, and during my preceptorship, I was with the same nurse. And then after graduation, during orientation, I was with the same nurse. So I just really had a bond with her, and I really liked the people that I worked with, so I didn't apply anywhere else, and this is the only place that I wanted to work at. I liked what I saw, and I liked the way the people worked together, and they, not just her, but all the other nurses who were on the unit were taking me under their wing and teaching me things, and I just felt comfortable working with them, and I trusted them. Coming into special care, I was a little scared because it's a critical care unit, and you think critical care, you think ICU, and you think of patients crashing and coding on you, and this fear was kind of alleviated because I knew that there was always nurses around me who had experience, who would be there in a second if anything happened, so I wasn't just by myself in case something bad happens. I work 11 to 7, 7 on, 7 off. The nurses work with you, and if you need to be off, you can always get somebody to fill in for you. If I were talking to a nursing student who's trying to decide if they want to come to Children's or not, I would say that they need to look at themselves and decide if they have patience to deal with children. That's one of the largest things that they need to have. And just trying to instill trust, getting the parents to trust you with their child, because this is their flesh and blood, and you have to show you're competent so that they will trust you to take care of their children. And the compassion, and just not to have a closed mind when it comes to pediatrics, because I didn't want to work with kids. In nursing school, I went to work with adults who could talk and tell you what was wrong with them. But after I did my rotations, I liked it. I was very surprised. Even with the experience that I'd had in nursing school, I found the orientation to be valuable to me, because before we could even come out on the floor, we had to read different manuals and procedures and policies that I didn't know or was not exposed to when I was in nursing school. And then you go through these classes that kind of refresh things that you did learn in nursing school, or maybe you didn't learn, and they, reiterate a lot of things that you should know before you come to the floor. So those things were very helpful. Every day I learned something new, but my confidence has grown by leaps and bounds. And I realize I've only been here a year, but I just feel like I've learned so much. I realize I still have a lot to learn, but the experience that I've gained here has just been remarkable.
Of course, our training and orientation program here at Children's is second to none. However, we offer many other excellent benefits as well. Hi, I'm Suzanne Thorne, Director of HR Services, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about some of those other great benefits that we offer. We offer a very comprehensive benefits plan including medical, dental, company-paid life insurance, and a very generous 401k plan that has a company match. We offer many unique benefits here at Children's as well. We have a mildly ill, backup, and transitional daycare center on site called Near and Dear. So you can go over and visit them on your breaks or during lunch and be close to them. They also use it for transitional care, and by that it means that for the first 3 months of their life they can bring their newborn here and they can spend every day at the center. One of our great benefits here at Children's is our career ladder. We've had many of our nurses that have found out that they can move up much more quickly than they ever expected. Many nurses have benefited from our scholarship program, where others have taken advantage of our strong tuition reimbursement and other certifications and continuing education programs that we offer, such as nursing grand rounds, various training programs on site, as well as going off site to take other certifications.
Are they going to have to take another picture of you downstairs?
The thing that brought me to Children's is the children, of course, as well as the benefits that they offer. They're, if not equally comparable, more so than the hospitals around close by. When my twins were about 6 months old, that's when they opened the daycare and I began utilizing it, and it's been a great benefit for me. I've used it many times, and I have a 4-year-old as well, and he loves coming over. You can bring your kids to the daycare when they're sick, as well as just use it for backup daycare, and that helps you conserve your vacation time, as well as the fact that you can check up on your child periodically through the day. It gives you comfort and ease of mind knowing that they're there, and it lets them know you're here for them. Children's offers flexible scheduling. I personally work 3 12-hour shifts a week. I have an 8-day stretch off every month. That allows more family time, as well as you can plan vacations long in advance. You can plan for long weekends, and it's just really an added benefit to everything else they offer. Children's offers a wonderful opportunity to advance. They not only have tuition reimbursement, but they have a career ladder that you could advance on. I was a staff nurse 1 when I first started, and now I'm a level 2, and I'm continuing my education, so the tuition reimbursement really helps out. The career ladder allows me to grow as a nurse and advance up in doing what I like to do best, and that's nursing here.
When you think of all of the great benefits that we offer here at Children's, it's no surprise that we were named the best of the best for working families here in Birmingham.
Children's is a place of special relationships.
Teamwork and trust permeate the walls.
I didn't apply anywhere else, and this is the only place that I wanted to work at.
Children's offers a wonderful opportunity to advance.
But best of all, we offer something no other place can, the chance to celebrate kids like Heather.